Week 2 of Disney Marathon training is in the books. And before I get into how the runs went this week, I want to talk about why I chose Hal Higdon's Novice 2 plan for this training cycle. So let's rewind a little bit. When you're training for a marathon, the first big decision that you make isn't really going to be your shoes. And it's not even how many gels that you're going to be taking. It's what plan you're going to follow once you sign up for that race. Because without a plan, you are basically just guessing. And trust me, as someone who has ran 26.2 miles a whole one time, it's not something that you want to guess your way through. Now, I had a couple of options on the table. I could have gone with Jeff Galloway's official RunDisney plan. I could have just built my own schedule. I could have ChatGPT'd a schedule. Or I could have picked something a little bit more advanced than this, because this technically isn't my first marathon. But here's the thing. I wanted something that was structured, tested, approachable, something that would push me but not break me. And honestly, something that fits real life, because sometimes I will look at a plan and I will think there's no way that I have enough time in my life to pull off that plan. Between family, riding, ministry, like all these different things, I don't have hours upon hours upon hours to pour into running every single day. So I need something that is effective in its own manner. That's what led me to Hal Higdon. His plans have been around for decades. When I hopped on a bunch of different feeds and questions, like Higdon always came up. And these plans have helped thousands of people cross their first marathon finish line. And for me, Novice 2 hit that sweet spot. So why did I pick Novice 2 over Novice 1? Well, Novice 1 is awesome for true beginners, but I've done this before, so I kind of know what my legs can handle. I just wanted more mileage, and I wanted to build some confidence. Novice 2 gives me that without being overwhelming. For my last marathon, I did a basically hybrid of Galloway's method during the week. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, I would do a 30-minute run. And then on Saturday, I would do the Higdon long run. It was okay. I could tell that I probably didn't get enough miles on my legs overall. Definitely was enough. This long run tops out at about 20 miles, which is tough, but it is manageable. I believe the longest I ran in my last one was 21 miles, I'm pretty sure. So right around that same thing, but the weekly mileage is much higher than what I was doing last time. The weekly mileage is steady, but not crazy, and it balances run days with rest days really well. It's enough to challenge me, but not so much that I burn out or get injured. So that's why I chose Novice 2 over Novice 1. You know, it pushes you a little harder, and it'll be a really great step up for me. This week's runs were pretty straightforward. I did a 3 mile, I did a 5 mile, and this morning I did an 8 mile. I'm also doing, while I'm running this, Jeff Galloway's run walk method. So every run is a mix of running and walking intervals. And, it's really, really helpful for me. So without further ado, here are my runs for the week. RunDisney marathon training, run number 5. And here's what's really cool. A couple weeks ago, I started my training runs again, but today is the first official day of my Hal Higdon Novice 2 marathon plan. And for me, there's always a little bit of nerves when you're officially starting a plan, because once you start a plan, there really is no more excuses allowed. There's no more days to skip, because if you want to accomplish whatever you want to accomplish,
well, you got to put the work in. So I'm always a little nervous on planned start day, but at the same time, I'm very excited because I know over the next 18 weeks, things are going to drastically change. So I'm just going to put in the work and smile while I do it, because this is supposed to be fun. RunDisney marathon training, run number 6. And today's a tough one for me. Not necessarily because of the run, but just some of the things I'm thinking about. Today, a huge tragedy happened in America, and there's been a lot of tragedies that have happened. And I'm just wrestling through some thoughts about it, but just about some things in general. And I would say that's one of the reasons I do enjoy running, is it gives me the time and the space to get into my own head and think through things. It allows me to process, it allows me to think, it allows me to work through different thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So if you're ever having a day where you just need to think through something, you need to process something, try giving running a try, because it certainly helps me. RunDisney marathon training, run number 7, and I am 7 miles into my first long run of the Hal Higdon Marathon Novice 2 plan, and I forgot how long 8 miles can feel after you haven't ran that in a long time. However, I feel pretty good. One of the questions that you get is, how in the world do you run for so long? And I have learned that if I'm able to stay inside the mile that I'm running and not thinking ahead too much of like, oh, I have this many more left, I have this many more left. But if I just stay focused on completing the mile I'm in and focus on whatever I'm listening to, things generally go a lot better. So, almost done my 8 miles. Great first long run, beautiful morning in South Carolina. Can't complain one bit.
So after 2 weeks, here's what I've learned. Having a plan matters. If I just tried to wing marathon training, I'd either do too much or not enough. And Hal Higdon's Novice 2 gives me the structure that I need. And paired with the Galloway method, it's very sustainable. Week 1 felt great in this training plan. It felt really good. At the end of the day, my goal is to get to the Disney Marathon start line healthy and cross the finish line strong. And I'm confident that this plan is going to get me there. Now, if you're training for a race right now, let me know what plan you're using in the comments. I'd love to hear what's working for you. And if you want to keep following this journey, hit subscribe so you don't miss week 3 next week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next run. Later.